Just another one. W by Dallas. Yep, piece of cake. So obviously we got a lot to talk about. It's a game that was interesting. We gonna have the phone lines open. So y'all come on in. We gonna be recapping this game. We got the OC, we got Boss Cowboy, we back. Yeah, man. So What's up, OC? I see you in the building. Good, man. I can't really hear you too good, so I'm gonna ad lib while we get you together. But yeah, man. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. I know you can't wait. I can't wait either, brother. I can't wait to talk about this. I cannot wait. Yeah, and we back. We've been out for a whole week, but in that week we had a whole lot that was happening, man. We had a whole lot. So we hit over 1,000 on Twitter. We appreciate everybody that's been following Boss Cowboy Sports and the OC. Like I said on Twitter, the first 1,000 of anything is the hardest. But y'all definitely rocking with us, and we appreciate that all day. So we embedding in you comments now, and we gonna talk about this game. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of feelings out there, man. And we gonna talk about all the feelings. Some of them justified, man. Because at first I was like, man, y'all better get off Dak. But hey, man, I know. We gonna talk about Dak. I know Dak is on the forefront of a lot of people's mind. But yeah, I couldn't hear you, OC. But I know I'm gonna be able to hear you by the time we turn down that music. You know, we got the music kind of pumping up. We gonna turn that down, and then it's gonna be me and you ready to do our thing, my brother. So. Okay, yeah, them comments coming in hard and fast. Ooh-wee. Yeah, man. And we got the OC with the family. We got his dad in the back. We got a good look, man. We gonna show the real stuff, man. Y'all, we got the whole family back there with the OC, man. So listen, it's gonna be interesting, man. You know how we do. We fly planes while they in the air. Ooh-wee. Okay, man, I can't wait to see what everybody got to say today, because I know it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting, man. We gonna show these comments. Man. Yeah, man. My boy OC multitasking. He got his dad with him coming in from out of town. He flying. Well, he not flying. He driving. He doing his thing. Yeah, man. So we gonna take some comments, man. My boy say, yes, sir. Let me show my intro real quick. Boss Cow. Yeah. Just want to show that real quick. Jessica with the hand clap. I know Jessica. I know. See, Jessica knows. She like this. This is a win. I'm gonna be happy with it. I'm gonna clap my hands. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. My boy say, what's up, boss? Yeah, we gonna definitely talk about this, bro. We gotta be better on offense. Yeah, my boy say Dak has not looked good for a minute. Yeah, we gonna talk about all that. Then my boy Shane say Dak played horrible today. And then Dak is Been off since the calf injury. I knew this was gonna be a Dak day. I just knew it. I knew it. I could see it coming. I could see the writing on the wall. It's gonna be a Dak day. It's gonna be a Dak day. And listen, these are all my favorite homers. They say he was horrible. I guess we gonna start the show talking about Dak then. God dog it. Y'all want Dak, y'all go get Dak. Y'all want Dak that bad, we go give it to you. We gonna start the whole show off on Dak, you know, because everybody got something to say. I see everybody got something to say. See, because I want to talk about that defense. I still might do that, but we gonna go where y'all want to go first. I think that's the best thing to do. Yep. I think that's the fair thing and the fair way to handle this. It's not talk about what I want to talk about. We gonna talk about what y'all want to talk about. Now I'm seeing some measured Kool-Aid over here. I'm hearing my boy James say, my boy James say, he said, don't overreact. Agree. I'm with you, but hey, we gonna talk this out. We gonna talk this out. We gonna talk this out. We gonna talk. Oh my! Ooh, I can't even keep up with all these comments, man. I can't even keep up. Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matter, is the OC and Boss. Getting ready to get into the sauce. Let's get it. All right. What you got, OC? What's up, man?
Man, first of all, man, can you hear me?
Oh, man, I hear you fine. I hear you just fine. Sound good.
All right. Beautiful, man. Well, listen, man, the Cowboys win, the Cowboys stink, man. All in the same sentence, man. So we got a division game, and we go up to Washington, and, you know, we have and we quietly get back into the game and make it competitive late in the fourth quarter. Parsons goes ballistic. He's my NFL defense MVP of the year. First of all, J-Ron Curse deserves a big contract, and I'm glad that D. Blair is back. Doing what he's doing, man. That's what I got to say. And hold on, wait a second. And why in the world did they take Terrence Steele out of this game after my boy, who I love a lot, La'el Collins, gets an atrocious holding call to bring back the 35, 40-yard pass play? The only reason Steele got back in the game, La'el Collins got kicked out of the game.
Man, you tripping a little bit, OC. Ooh, man. And listen, you covered a lot of topics real quick. Let's go one by one. Let's start with Dak, because that's what everybody want to talk about right now. Let's start with Dak. What's your thoughts on Dak? OC. OC, I think we having some technical difficulties. So, my thoughts on Dak is this was almost Romo-ish. It was almost like a Romo game. Them games that you have won and then all of a sudden they get away from you. That's what it came across to me when I was watching Dak. Now, a lot of y'all wondering, I like, well, what is this dude Boss doing, man? What is he doing? First of all, why does he got a coat inside? First of all, this is my lion's coat. All right. So this is, I actually killed a lion in Africa. I'm playing. But actually, yeah, this is my lion coat, and it's on. I'm wearing this because, you know, I just think it's appropriate, man. I just think it's appropriate. But going back to Dak real quick, we got the OC back. What's your thoughts on Dak?
Well, Dak Prescott is missing some throws. He is not in sync with his offensive coordinator and his receivers. It's very, very clear. Over the last 3 or 4 games, injuries aside, Dak Prescott has had some happy feet pockets. Unfortunately, man, he's missed some throws. And when I say missed throws, this is what I mean. I mean that Dak is either overleading or he's underthrowing receiver. So the last pick, really, he should have led the tight end into the flat toward the sideline. It was an underthrow, and the linebacker was sitting right there, and he picked off the football and ran it back. I think that this is a situation also, not just blaming it exclusively on Dak, even though he has missed some throws, no doubt about it. But I think that Kellen Moore helped out his quarterback. But even greater than that, Boss Cowboy, I think that this is the stage of the season where Mike McCarthy has to step in. And he has, hey, we need to script 10 to 15 simple plays on first down. We need to script 10 to 15 plays for Dak on third down so that we don't get into these situations, because I think that a little bit, and from what my eyeballs see, Kellen Moore is good in spots, but he's also erratic with some of his calls. And some of his calls, based upon the fronts, don't make exact sense to me. And I have to get into a film breakdown, which I'm going to draw one about Connor McGovern, who played fantastic today, by the way, Boss Cowboy, on tomorrow. But, I mean, at the end of the day, man, this is where you got a franchise quarterback. You got to help him out. You got to do some things to build his confidence. And you got to make sure, as the head coach, going to Mike McCarthy, that your offensive coordinator and your quarterback are in sync.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. This is my thoughts on Dak. This wasn't a good game by Dak, and I'm saying according to the standards of Dak. Okay, so this was good enough to win, right? But it wasn't good enough, right? So it's one of those games to where we just got to be honest. It wasn't a good game. He was very careless, and more careless than he usually is. So I'm still happy with it because it was an overall team win. And that's what we want. We want, when, in my opinion, OC, when your quarterback have a bad game, who else is going to step up? Who else is going to do their thing and cause us to win that game? And his teammates stepped up. By the way, this is measured Kool-Aid. If you don't drink Kool-Aid out of a jar like this, you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, man, no doubt, man. I mean, so, I don't know if it was ever Kool-Aid on Michael Parsons, but Kool-Aid, give me the whole 5-gallon barrel, because this dude is a stud, man. This dude is actually my front runner, and I'm going to go ahead and say it now early. He's probably my front runner for the first rookie NFL Defensive Player of the Year since Lawrence Taylor, man. He's having that type of impact, and he's had that type of impact for this defense. And the only time where Heineke was able to make some plays is when we stopped rushing Michael Parsons. That was the only time. Anytime we played him in coverage, they were able to get some plays off on third down. Otherwise, he is creating complete chaos. And I mean utter and complete chaos in the backfield. And he's hard on offensive tackles and guards. And man, the kid makes plays all over the field, man. Great.
Yeah, and since you changed topics, I guess we can talk about that. Ooh.
Do it.
Ooh. I got my Kool-Aid so ready, and I got my line coat on. I got my line coat on. This is my line coat. You see all that fur on it? I'm just like a lion, man. I'm wearing coats in the house for my boy Michael Parsons. Listen, I agree with you. At this point, it's super time for all of us to stop being shy and call this man what he is. He is, because we used to whisper this, OC. Remember we were saying when we first started the season, we were saying, could he be the next LT? No, it's time to say it. Listen, the OC said this a long time ago, so I'm going to steal his thought. And this is no Kool-Aid when I say this. No Kool-Aid when I say this. This man is the next LT, because the OC said something that was crazy, and I never forgot it. This man now has 12 sacks as a part-time pass rusher. Let me sip to that. Ooh. Let me sip some. What's your thoughts, OC?
Yeah, man, people don't understand that. See, when you say that, people don't really recognize. So people rush the passer every third down, and they rush the passer every time there is a pass opportunity, and still don't get 8 sacks. He's
Yeah.
4 games.
Yeah, it's crazy. Listen, that did y'all hear what the OC just said? People playing rush full time will get greatly paid for 8 sacks. This man has 12. So, we can talk about Dak, and I'm cool. We can talk about Dak, but I know Dak is gonna bounce back, and some of the narratives being put on Dak is just not true. Like people saying Dak hasn't been the same after the calf injury. Okay. Was Atlanta game after the calf injury? Yes.
Yep.
He lit Atlanta up. Was the Raiders game after the calf injury? Yes. Yep. He lit the Raiders up. So some narratives that's being put out there is not accurate, bro. Something people are saying, they're just saying because it sounds good and they trying to manufacture drama. Like, yes, this was not a good game by Dak according to his own standards. But to act like the sky's falling because of a calf is just not true. It's just not true. You want to take?
Boss, before you go, I ain't gonna let y'all off the hook on that. I mean, you gotta get back a lot of accountability. I mean, we were not good in the first half, Boss Cowboy. We did enough to get up in the game and behind a fantastic defense today, but we were completely anemic. The second half of the ball game, and penalties. It's a mix of complete passes, right, and maybe questionable play calls, but I don't know, man. I see how love execution. I love Dak, but man, this thing was tough. And my concern is that we're one bottom feeders in the NFC, and that I'm not worried about the regular season, boss. I'm not worried about winning the East. If we don't win the NFC East, it's just because we just as a team, right? We got a 3-game lead, Boss Cowboy, so I don't see that as an issue. I'm concerned when we play the upper echelon going to the playoffs, Boss Cowboy. What say?
I ain't worried about it. Shoot, at all. I done saw Dak too many times in the clutch, man. We also know, in my opinion, just keeping it real, all right? We also know Dak has a tendency to tune out. Like, that's why we all used to hear back in the day that he used to have bad practices, but then he would show up in the games. Like, when the pressure's on the line, I am not worried about Dak. I'm not. I'm just me. Like, and that's based on his history. Because, see, I also don't want us to judge Dak by different standards than we judge everybody else. Because when other people have good games, like Brady, when he won the NFC Championship game with 3 interceptions, you heard nobody saying the sky was falling. They were still calling him Tom Brady. They were still calling him the GOAT. And he did enough to lose that game. But the team around him won that game. That's what happened. But he got all the credit. But with Dallas, it's going to always be like super hyped when he doesn't play his best game or a bad game. But I just know, bro, I done saw this too many times. Dak is going to show up in the clutch. I ain't worried about Dak. Not even a little bit. Now, if it's on the line and Dak play like that, I'm going to have some problems. I say it too. And everybody know I love Dak. Everybody know Dak is my quarterback. But I would keep it real if he played like that with the pressures on the line. You know? Yeah, and that's it. And so in terms of in the playoffs, I'm not worried about Dak. It just anybody tell me what game where it was a do or die game or playoff game where he played bad.
No, you ain't gonna find one.
You ain't gonna find one. So I do agree that some of his games recently has not been himself. He has not been MVP, laser Dak, but he's also been good enough to pull out these games and close these games out. You know, but he does need to play better. Like, nobody like to see interceptions that get returned for touchdowns when you're supposed to been sealing the game. I also got an issue with that play call. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, man. To your point, man, I really don't like, man, throwing the ball, man, late in the game when you got a big lead. I prefer you go 3 and out and trust the defense. Even though they gave up a touchdown, trust that defense, man. Force the other team to win the game. Don't give them an opportunity to make a big play if you make a mistake, like what happened with Dak Prescott. So, yeah, I mean, you know, again, this is where I think that Mike McCarthy stepped in, and I think he needs to take more ownership and more accountability at selling things down offensively when things are not flowing and when maybe we get some erratic calls. That's my opinion, Boss Cowboy. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, that was a dumb call. You know, I mean, how he closed out the game, keeping it on the ground. That's what you're supposed to do when you're up with that many touchdowns. Why you throwing? We kept having short clocks with Gallimore again.
Yep.
Like, it's like, Kellen, when are you going to learn how to close out a game? Like, it's okay to be boring. It's a whole lot of times that where, yeah, we want to see them open it up and throw it, but that wasn't the time. So you open that up too. It was a bad decision by Dak. I put that more on Dak than Kellen. Dak should have just thrown that away, but I'm tired of seeing this dude getting pass happy when it's time to win these games. That's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, man. I think that Kellen really needs to trust the run game a little bit more. And, you know, I think that even for backup, I forget the name 35, came in and did a serviceable job. We know Ezekiel is hurt. We know that he's not at his best, right? But, hey, it's many teams in the NFL that win with backup running backs, man, and that get off, man. And I don't know why in the world, man, and I'm sorry I'm going back to this point. My mind, Boss Cowboy. I don't know why in the world, man, we took Still out of the game. There's a turn of war. I want to talk about that. I want to turn of war about this situation because
hold on. You say you going to start a war, bro?
There's an internal war. There's an internal war with this right tackle situation, Boss Cowboy, because Hill, who's showing up, who balled out, and who's clearly played better at right tackle this year. And then we got Lyle Collins, right? He comes in, he's doing okay, but then he's lunging at people, falling out over his knees, and we broke down the tape a lot, showed a lot about this particular thing. And I'm not hating him. I think he's a powerful player. He's a good player, but still is better right tackle all day long. All day long, tomorrow. He's better at the right tackle position and straight up. And when he got in the game, Boss Cowboy, we started boy. The run game got better. Did you notice that? The run game got better. We started to crease boys, and the pass pro was clean. Now he got a call for, I think, offside or something like that. But man, it's night and day difference, man. To me, not night and day, but dramatically improved. Let me say that. Dramatically improved with Silas playing that right tackle. So, you know, Boss Cowboy, man, this is a splinter in my mind. You know, I'm like Morpheus. I'm like Morpheus in the Matrix. This is a splinter in my mind. This is something that just terrorizing. So I don't understand. I mean, what's going on, Boss? Talk to me.
Man, I think they was just managing COVID, to be honest. To be all the way honest, I think, because it's almost like they did Cooper last week, right? When he got over the ooey, they didn't just throw him out there, right? They gave him limited, or what they call it, a pitch count, right? So I think I think they know, see? I think they know, because they made it clear going into the Raiders game that they started Steele early in the week, and McGovern and McCarthy said himself. McCarthy said, and I quote, "We started Steele and McGovern early because of consistency and play." Now, when you listen to the rumors that's out there, it's totally different. If you listen to the crowd is totally different. Totally. But Mike McCarthy was clear that Steele is the better right tackle because of play. Now, I do want to say Lyle has been playing better. I'm happy for that too. But at the same time, as I break him down, I also did see what you saw, where he's still on the ground, right? Now, he might get his block, but it's not as clean. It's not the ideal technique that I'm seeing with Terrence Steele. Just
Yeah, and this ain't no hate or no shit. I like Lyle. He's my boy. I love that he got kicked out of the game. I loved it.
Ooh, I loved it.
That's what you do when you tell your quarterback. That's what you don't let nobody get a cheap shot late on your quarterback. So I respect him. I love what he did as an enforcer, and Jerry Jones called him the enforcer. So I respect it completely. But what I'm saying is that the narrative, I just want to kill the narrative. And I guess it's a little personal thing I got going on, that I want to kill the narrative about him being better than Steele at right tackle, because it's just not true. And listen, this is why you guys be sure to like, share, subscribe his content, okay? Turn on your bell notifications icons so you can hear the latest, greatest in Dallas Cowboys sports and news. Because look, tomorrow I'm dropping a video breaking down McGovern's play versus Williams' play at the left guard position, and I want to evaluate who's better. But within that tape and that film set, and you guys need to check that out tomorrow, it'll be up tomorrow morning, you need to see this. You're going to see a couple plays where I point out that, hey, man, some things that happen at the right tackle. And Boss Cowboy, I didn't do the tape to break down right tackle. These are things I just noticed during the film, and I just pointed them out. So you guys want to check that out, man. So I just want to kill the narrative that's just false and that said that, I just hate it.
Yeah, and somebody asked me, they said, you sure, boss? Because Dak doing his best Russell Wilson impression, MVP for the first half of the season and bad for the second half. I'm positive. Because, see, my question is this. Was that Dak playing in Atlanta? Was that Dak that threw for 375 yards versus the Raiders with his two best receivers out? Yes, that was Dak. So I'm not panicking. I'm sorry y'all want me to panic. I'm not go panic. I'm not. I'm not go panic over two games where I saw 60. I'm sorry. I know people want to freak out. And they want me to freak out, but I'm just not doing that. Because I was telling y'all, I was telling everybody I wasn't panicking when we was going through that, because I was saying we got some balls coming back. And we saw it today. Like, I was the same guy sitting back like I'm not panicking over the losses in the middle of the season, because I was saying we got some real killers coming back. I was saying that. And now we saw the results today. Defense won this game. And it was the first time those guys played together. So I'm the same person that didn't panic mid-season when I saw the L's. I'm not panicking now over Dak. I'm sorry. I'm not. Not at all. I know this gonna turn around. And when it does, everybody, let's just chill out. But anybody not happy, that's legit. Ain't nobody saying that. Ain't nobody saying Dak didn't need to play better. I'm definitely saying I ain't worried about it. I'm not, because I know he go get it together.
Yeah, and I'm saying keep an eye on the situation. I'm not worried. We got the W, Boss Cowboy, but we need to keep our eye on the situation. And, the biggest thing that I want to see happen is that we get into a continuity and a flow before we get to the playoffs.
Right.
Dak Prescott,
that's what you want.
Yeah, it has to happen, man. We cannot go into the playoffs playing offensively like this. We got to play better going into the playoffs. And so over the next 4 games, especially I would say the last 3, even if not next week, we got to get into a flow, because we're playing against tougher defenses, harder schemes, and those yards and those completions, they become much harder to come by once you get into playoff football, Boss Cowboy. That's all I'm saying.
We opening up the phone lines. We got it open. We want to hear from you. Your voice matters. So 941-942-2100. 941-942-2100. We taking calls real quick. But while we doing that, oh, there it is. That was quick. Boss Cowboy Sports, your voice matter.
Hey, what's going on, boss?
What's up,
Coach Marv, man?
Hey, Coach, you got us on speed dial? How you always the first one?
I've been waiting on you. I was sitting there waiting on, looking at you, man. I waited on you to open them up. I had the phone ready, man. Hey, let me explain something, man. Let me, and I gave you a super chat, man. Let's not overact. I agree with what OC said about we got to get our continuity. But this goes back to me and you have had talks. It goes back to what I'm saying. This is the same thing in football as in life. When you don't be who you are, you will struggle. You may look good, you may have flashes, but you're going to struggle. This offense, and what kills me, I'm not jumping down Dak. Dak didn't play well. But the continuity of our running game has put pressure on our passing game, and all this flack about if he can throw for 300 yards and we can't score, this has got us out of whack. And when we get out of whack, when you have your offensive lineman, who is Zach Martin, and we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, when your offensive lineman, your best offensive lineman, says our identity is run the football, and you have an offensive coordinator who thinks the identity is passing the ball, you're going to have a problem there, adding the penalties at bad times and causing plays to come back or getting us behind the sticks. And Dak Prescott not being precise on every throw, at the drops, we're just sputtering a little bit. But I want the Cowboys fans to understand this. We complain all years we could only win games one way. With Tony Romo, we just try to win it all with Tony Romo. With Dak, we put it all on Dak, and then one year we had Zeke, we just put it all on him. We have multiple ways to win. This offense will be all right if they get back to their identity, and this defense is getting better and better and better. Defense wins championships. Our offense is going to be good enough for us, and when it gets back on rolling, this offense knows that, hey, I don't have to score 30 points. I can score 28. I can score 24, and I can win a football game. That's going to take the pressure off of us, and then we can be more patient with our offense. We got a defense now, so we go 3 and out. It ain't bad to punt. So that's what we want as a cow. If we're true fans, and all the people out there talking about Dak is not the one, we are 9-4. And I'm gonna say this thing about the guy that said about Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson had a great first half, but when Seattle got out of their identity of running the football, yes, their offense suffered because that's their identity. And anytime you get out your identity, you're going to struggle. That's not only in football, but that's in life.
Man, I sure appreciate it, Coach. Always thank you. Thank you for the super chats. Also, always thank you for your commentary. We're going to definitely talk about what you brought up.
All right, man.
All right, Coach.
Be good, man.
All right, now. All right. Coach be bringing that heat, man, all the time. Now, he's real big on identity. And I want to talk about a little bit real quick, the identity, because I expected them to throw it more. I didn't see them do that. I thought they really at least made a good faith effort to stay balanced. What's your thoughts on that, OC?
Yeah, I thought they did too, man. I just think that Coach Marves brings up an excellent point once again, that, hey, man, you're going to have to be in a situation to where you can force the run when you need to force the run to close out and win a football game. And that's really key because I hadn't hit on that, and that you got to be able to force to run line to say, yeah, you know we're running the ball, I know we're running the ball, but we still about to run the ball to take pressure off the quarterback. And I agree with Coach Muff, excellent call, Coach, that you have a great amount of pressure for Dak to be super accurate if you throw the ball 40-plus times a game. So, I mean, I just agree with his point. It's a fantastic point. I think we did attempt to run it, but I feel like that we need to be able to force it down people's throat and run the ball in key situations, especially when we get to play football.
Yeah. I want to bring up a guy that's not being discussed enough.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, see, I know what happened, OC. People got so caught up watching the Lion, right? That they was taking their eyes off Gallimore. Gallimore was killing in that middle. Now I want to ask a question, OC. Is it me, or does it look like he put on some weight and added some strength to be that one tech we've been looking for? He looked like a solid one today. He looked like an athletic one tech. He's bigger than this picture. He's bigger than he was on this picture right here. When I created this B-roll, this was a 3 tech. The guy that we saw today was a 1 tech, but could move. Bro, that whole run game was different, and that run stoppage was different because of Gallimore. The Redskins can run the ball. They had no action today, OC.
Yeah, man. Well, when you hurt the center, you knock him out of the game, then, yeah, man, it's a hard time running the ball. Now, this was at the game. But he knocked this boy out of the game, boss. He ran him over like he was a bag of wet cabbage. Folded him up like a lawn chair, tucked him inside the bag, threw him in the back of his trunk, and said, let's go home. And look, God bless him. I hope he's okay. But they put the boy on the cart. They put him on the cart after Gallimore ran him over and got a sack. He bull rushed him to death. He bull rushed to death to left guard and made some plays in the backfield. So look, great job by the big fella. He looks good. Hey, he's been out, man. He's been eating this good Dallas cooking. You know, Boss Cowboy had some steaks. You know, had some chicken fried steaks. Been eating pancakes.
Man.
So he good to go. And he got fresh legs, boss. And he got fresh legs.
And he got dude, when you debut like that, that was his debut game.
Yeah.
That means it's another upside in him. That's why I'm not going to fall for all the crying. I'm not going to spend all this show on Dak. We could. But it's more so, do we not see that the team is better? Do we not see that this defense is like getting close to epic? If this guy played right now a better game than Urban, Hamilton, and anybody that ever was in that middle this whole year.
And wait a second, and we talked about this guy. Look, we talked about this guy before. This guy who finally also playing pretty well and being disruptive, Christian Hill. Christian calls a golden penalty. He's starting to win one-on-one. He's fighting for his life, and I'm glad it looked like he missed to make it, Pauls. It looked like he missed to make it. I'm happy for him.
Me too, man.
I love what I'm seeing.
Me too. Ooh, see, listen, because I've been waiting on this day, bro. Ever since we did the show on the 4-3 under, right? I've been waiting to see all these guys out there together. And yes, the offense was not what it's supposed to be, but the defense was. Do you know how many interceptions we dropped today? Do you know how much? Did anybody see how the quarterback was hurt and trying to get rid of the ball because of the epic pressure? Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to the point I said a prayer on Twitter. I said, God, and I mean this too. Lord, please let this defense stay healthy going into the playoffs, especially their front seven, because it was a lot of chances to get the football. Anthony Brown dropped 2 easy interceptions today, and that was because of the pressure that front seven got.
Yeah. So it's gonna get to the point, and let me say this, to your point, it's gonna get to the point where it's gonna be hard not to max protect, because if you don't max protect, you not gonna keep these boys honest, keep these boys off your quarterback, and then you're gonna be relegated to doing exactly what the Redskins did, throwing screens, throwing drag routes, and trying to throw underneath. And now all our safeties and linebackers have to do is come up and make tackles, and game is over. So that's where it's going. Because you gotta max protect, man, when you got guys that can beat people one-on-one. And the Cowboys right now, they getting back too many guys, and these guys can win one-on-one. And did you see Tank Lawrence? I'm gonna give a shout out to my boy Tank, because I've been hard on Tank. Tank showed explosive speed off the edge. He showed Michael Parsons' explosion off the edge. Getting that sack. You saw how he got off the ball, Boss Cowboy? That guy was hopeless. That's called hopeless. He was hopeless. He beat him off the ball so clean. He was hopeless.
Yeah, and Andre said, boss, we caught a bad Washington football team online. The true test would be Arizona. I agree. But then also, Andre, I still like the fact, because, you know, one of the things that'll make me nervous is when you supposed to whoop somebody and it end up being a good fight. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm encouraged about. The fact that we are on paper superior than that offensive line, but we clearly showed it. And I'm going to be honest, it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. Because also I'm encouraged because this was a lot of those guys' debut games. So this is Tank's second game back. This was Gallimore's first game. This is Tristan Hill's second game, right? So it's one of those things that I definitely love the fact that you brought a very good degree of measured Kool-Aid. It's a big thing for Boss Cowboy to actually say publicly that he drunk Kool-Aid. Listen, I do not drink Kool-Aid without first measuring. I mean, very measured Kool-Aid response. It's just, I do see some encouragement as these games go on. This D go get better. And if that D is better, we can afford a couple of bad games. Now, I'm not saying I want that to happen. And I'm not giving Dak or nobody no excuses. But there's a such thing as sometimes your defense having to win games. If your offense struggle, sometimes your defense have to. We should be happy that our defense is starting to show that they can win the game.
Facts.
All right, we got a call real quick. Boss Cowboy Sports, your voice matter.
Boss Cowboy, what's up, man? This your OG Andre, man.
Oh, what's up with it, brother? Let me turn you up.
Man, I just had to call in, man. This was a sight to see. First of all, from our defense.
Yeah.
When Gregory back, Tank back, Gallimore back. I've been telling folks all season long, Gallimore come back, all that running up the middle crap, that's gonna get shut down. Then you got Trish. These boys ready now. They ready now. Then you got OC. He's gonna be in there too. Even though Van Der Esch made a couple of flashes today, he still lived up to his name, Van Der Trash. But this going back to something. This going back to something the coach said though. Coach called in. He said, you got to stay true to your identity.
Yeah.
As time goes on, you can't remain the same. You have to be able to adjust, because if you stay true to your identity, to stay how you always once were, on this level, professional football, Teams will adjust to your identity and beat you at being, your identity. So my whole thing is this, and I've been saying this all season long. Everybody keeps saying, but the Cowboys is the NFL's leading scoring offense and all that crap. That ain't it. That's not it. My problem with Kellen Moore is he is inexperienced and immature at calling pivotal points and times of the game. Red zone. You can't call no trinket Boise State plays when you in the red zone. You got to do what you can do with that firepower, with running the ball, with Pollard, Zeke. And I said this too. Give Clement more burn. When we first signed Clement, I said we need to give him more burn so we can take some of that pressure off of Zeke. Remove Pollard off returning punts or kickoffs and all that stuff. That's more punishment on him. The fact of the matter is this, Boss Cowboy.
Yeah.
Clement is the only player on the Dallas Cowboys roster that has more big-time game, big stage game experience than anybody on our team. Clemens only caught the winning touchdown in the Super Bowl for the Eagles in 2017. As to why we don't use him as much, we use him because, our two running backs are down. Come on, we should have been doing that. I would much rather have a 80 to 90% Zeke late in the season, in the playoff, than a 50% Zeke right now.
Man, what else you got, bro? Let's extend this call, bro. Is that it, or do you got some more, brother? I'm not rushing you. Take your time and preach.
Man, that's it for the most part. But my thing is, we got to McCarthy. I don't care what anybody says about McCarthy. You can say what you want to say, but no matter what anybody says negatively or bad about McCarthy, he still got a Super Bowl ring. He still got several division championships. He still got conference championships as a head coach, calling plays for an offense that has won multiple division championships, multiple conference championships, won a Super Bowl. Why is Kellen Moore has the keys to all of these supercars? We talking about multiple. We talking about Bugattis, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, McLarens, Koenigsegg's, all on the offense. And we got one of these electric cars of an offensive coordinator. So as soon as McCarthy says, okay, Kellen, you did a good job thus far, but at point in times of the game, at a certain point in times when we got the ball on the field, you pull some crap up out your Boise State anus that makes absolutely no sense. And I'm gonna talk about Dak a little bit, but I ain't gonna go in on Dak. But with all honesty, Dak needs a quarterback coach. I don't know if we got one, but we need Dak to have a quarterback coach because the last 2-3 seasons, his accuracy has gotten worse. And that's because he's getting further and further and further away from his fundamentals at passing the ball. If Dak sticks to his fundamentals and trust his eyes, as soon as he come out of those breaks and throw the ball, stop tapping it, stop hugging it and kissing it and burping the ball, let it go. He'll have less interceptions and a lot more TDs, a lot more passing yards, and his accuracy will be a lot better. But I put that mostly on Kellen Moore. when you have a quarterback who played college quarterback, high school quarterback, NFL quarterback, and went to the Rye School of Offensive Coordinating, you have some glimpses and flashes here. But at pivotal Belichick moments, the boy has no clue what he's doing. That's where he needs to get with like the Belichick or get with like the Rams head coach. These guys they study the game. They don't study offenses. They study the game. They know what defenses like to do. They know what certain players on defenses like to do. So you can curtail your offense to where you can beat them at their own game. You can put your quarterback in a better position in the film study. Say, okay, Dak, you see, we talked about this in film study. Here it is. They're running it right now. Now you can audible into one or two plays to where you're going to come out on top. To where you're going to come, when it's first down, you run the ball, get 5 yards. Run the ball again, get 3, 4 more 5 yards. Shorten the stick. Don't put yourself in third and distant. Be methodical. Manage the game like Dak used to be. Dak used to manage. Everybody used to say Dak used to be a managing quarterback, but he won 13 games managing the game as a quarterback. He needs to get back to that, along with what his development has come to and what he's grown into right now. He needs to manage the game, stick to his fundamentals, all that running on one, throwing the ball on one leg, and he wide open. His accuracy is horrible, bro. That's all I got to say, man. But, you know, I'm glad to see this defense back. I'm glad to see our offensive receivers back. This is their first or second game all season where they all play together. So next week against Arizona, it's going to be a true test.
Yep. And there it is. Man, fantastic call, bro. You know you need to call in more. Don't be out there acting shy, bro. You already know, man. You got the keys to the building, my brother. So walk on in.
I got you, my man. I appreciate you. Hey, OC, and y'all be good. Boss Cowboy, y'all keep doing what y'all doing, man. Love you, brother.
Love you too, bro. Take it easy.
All right,
voice matters. All right, fantastic call.
Yeah,
what's your thoughts on that, OC? Because I agree with some of the stuff he said. I think Dak is doing a little bit too much. I think he's right on kind of getting away from his fundamentals. I do see that. I think he's right on that. And I know Andre. He don't just talk. He's somebody that measure his Kool-Aid before he drink it. You know. And I think he got a point with Doug, his coach, because see, the tight end group wasn't playing good when Doug was their coach. So is Doug babying Dak? Because you can't get that. Go ahead, OC.
No, I don't know if Dak. I think that Dak, going back to the coach part, because there's a lot of components of his call that, man, great things I like to talk about. But going to the part about Dak's coach, Dak was actually playing to his best, most accurate recognition, accurate when John Kitna. So John Kitna did a lot behind the scenes that John Kitna credit for in working with Dak Prescott and helping bring him along, in addition to what Jason Garrett did initially in his career. So yeah, coach accountability. Absolutely right. I don't know if he has the right guy to be his coach right now. That's in the building. To be honest, that's what I think.
Right. Yeah. I mean, but I do know this. When I say know this, I know this. Dak is fine, y'all. Dak is okay. And it's going to be major overreaction this week. Even with this win, because of the performance of Dak, especially the pick six, it's gonna sound like the sky is falling when you listen to the local Dallas media and you listen to these writers. They gonna make it sound like it's over. But I do want to remind you that some of the greatest quarterbacks that has ever played has went through a periodic slump. We saw it with Mahomes this year. We saw it with Aaron early in the year. We saw it with Tom Brady in the playoffs last year. So don't be silly now. Let's not judge Dak to God's standards, okay? Okay? He's not Christ. He's a man. He has sins, okay? Let's just keep that in mind. He's gonna be fine. Don't overreact over 3 games. He was the MVP candidate and leading MVP candidate for 7 games. Are you gonna really lose your mind over 2 to 3 games that we've won?
No, I'm not gonna lose my mind, Boss Cowboy. But what I'm gonna say to Caller's point, which is great, is that I think Dak Prescott ideally can throw the ball between 32 and 37 times a game. I think get into making Dak quarterback, right? Which again, going back to the balance, kind of how you manage all the game. I think that, man, that works to his disadvantage, man, because I think that Dak can throw it as many times as you need to, but I think he's putting a lot of pressure on him. I think that the more throws, the more attempts you have, Boss Cowboy, the more likely it is you're going to throw errors. You know, if you're throwing the ball 45, 50 times a game, you're going to have a going back to that point. So if you balance it a little bit more with the run and you don't put him in certain tight spot situations, right, I think that it comes out a little bit better, man, in terms of statistically, and then you don't have the quote-unquote overreaction from, hey, Dak threw a pick 6 or Dak made this mistake or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. Let's see. Here we go again. This is another one. And this go keep happening. They say ever since Dak got that calf injury, he has not been the same. That's why I said what I said earlier. Was the Atlanta game after the calf injury?
Yeah.
Was the Raiders game after the calf injury? Yes. That's a false narrative. So, but what happens is when people hear it over and over, they start saying it like it's a fact. So I'm gonna listen, because I'm gonna show y'all this week. I'm gonna prove to y'all that the media does this to Dallas, and they do it all the time. I got them on record saying that they root for controversy. I got our own media saying we root for controversy because consistent and truth don't sell. So what they're going to do is they're going to create a narrative. And they're going to say, Dak has not been the same since that calf. And you're going to hear it from all the people that you trust. All the people that you turn it on and you listen to. You go keep hearing it to the point that you think, well, everybody's saying it, so it got to be true. But it's actually manufactured controversy. It's not true. There's no quarterback. There's no quarterback that would be knocked for the Atlanta game. It's no quarterback that would be knocked for 375 yards with his backup receivers. No quarterback. But we knocked Dak.
Facts.
That's just facts. So it's like, I'm not picking on you, bro. But when you come to this channel, I'm going to tell you, we do think different and we do drink measured Kool-Aid. And we're very skeptical of crowd noise. Very skeptical. I'm going to tell y'all right now, be very careful to not trust the crowd. When you hear the crowd saying one thing loud and over and over and over and over, you better double check it. You better double check that work. When you hear everybody saying, oh, McGovern is just clearly not as good as Connor Williams, you better really go double check that film. When you hear people say Lyle Collins, he should be clearly starting over Terrence Steele because he's clearly better, you really better go double check. Because what's really going on, and I'm telling y'all, it's a lot of manufactured controversy. They couldn't tell you all the good news because why would you listen? Like, why would you pay attention if everything is going good? So they gotta make it up. Boy, that boy OC in studio. Boy, y'all got the OC back in studio.
Back in the saddle. Back in the saddle.
All right, man. We go. And then look, see, and this is why I like film, because when the film is on, it don't lie. Look, still look good. P. Walker. Doc, we've been saying it, but the difference between us and everybody else, we show it. That's the difference between us. Everybody get on and say, I'm telling y'all, they need to go ahead and start, McGovern, Connor Williams, and I'm still not done breaking that film down, so I can't say for sure yet. But
I am. I am, Boss Cowboy.
Okay, talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it.
This is what y'all need to do. Y'all need to hit the like and the share and the subscribe button and turn on your bell notification icons, because tomorrow morning you go get part 1. It's part 1 of a breakdown, breaking down the guard play of Connor McGovern versus Connor Williams. And so the first video you're going to get is that of Connor McGovern. Then I'll drop another one to show Connor Williams, and I'll let you guys decide. But let me say this without giving away too much of the juice, because you guys need to watch this for yourselves, okay? Don't just take my word for it. Watch it for yourselves, because I'm going to show the tape. Listen, there's a really good reason. There is an extremely good reason and reasons why Connor McGovern is starting at left guard. And we're going to show that clearly. There you go.
Yeah. And see, it's so wild what you said, OC, because it's so against the popular narrative. It's against, and see, this is what's getting on my nerves. You know what the new thing they saying? They now saying filming has a favorite with Steele. See, they get on my nerves, bro. Like, whenever we differ on on an opinion, people motives start getting like challenged. Like, you know what I mean? Like they were saying at first they're mad at Lyle. And this is what I said on Twitter, and we gonna do this week. I say this is the perfect game to do a side-by-side of Lyle versus Steele, because they both played the same competition and on the same side on the same day. So you can really, truly compare. But the saddest thing is this, OC, and I'm being honest, is even if I show the film, even if I do the side-by-side, a lot of times what happens is people's opinions and what they're hearing overrides what they're seeing. I had a guy told me, in my opinion, I believe. I say, why you believing when I've already done the work? You not gonna go to no channel. There's no channel that has all the pass plays and all the run plays of both the guys. I ain't talking about splash plays. I ain't talking about 2 or 3 plays where we can make fit any narrative. We talking about doing a full grade analysis, OC.
See, you're going to make me do another video late tonight. You're going to make me stay up late, like stand up, trying to bust out videos and content. You're going to make me do another video tonight about Washington. That's what you're about to mess up and make me do. Because I'm tired of foolishness. Austin, I'm tired of going to bed. So make me stay up and do it. Because listen, anybody that opens up their pie hole to say that like Collins, their pie hole.
Wait, hold on. OC, hold on. Don't be so mean, bro. Don't be so mean.
Listen, I'm going to say anybody that forms their lips, okay, to say that without a doubt, without question, that Collins was the better right tackle. It's just not true. I've heard some of our counterparts, I won't name any, God bless them. I've heard some of my counterparts clearly state that, hey man, Collins had a good game versus the Saints. Now, Collins definitely played better.
It was better.
He's definitely played better. But their good game, no, it wasn't. He played better. True. Good game, no. He gave up a sack. He gave up a sack. The sack against he was the guy that gave up that sack. Backside cutoff rundowns, he gave that up. That was on him. Better, but good, no. So stop, please, and just follow Boss Cowboy Sports so we can give you the real, okay? So you can get the latest and the greatest on Cowboy Sports and News. Because we gonna be honest with you. The OC, I promise you. One thing I'm gonna do, I promise you this. I'm gonna be honest with you, okay?
Yeah.
Good, if it's bad, if it's indifferent, if I don't know, I'm gonna be honest with you. And that's why you need to watch this shit.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. Cut this shit.
Yeah. And that's the thing about this channel. See, because I was talking to West Coast, right? He said something that I'm gonna take directly from the homie. A lot of times what's going on is he called it fanning the flames. It's a lot of that going on to where the media, what they're gonna do is they're gonna keep just fanning flames. You know, if it's controversial, they go just make it up. They go make it up. And it's a whole lot of people that got upset at this channel because we was actually showing them the film. We was like that, because if you go listen to the main media, I'm talking about the people that they got a lot of followers on Twitter. They got a lot of followers. They lie every day. I'm talking about lies. Lies like still got massive amounts of help. We the only channel that showed you that was a lie. We was the only channel that showed you that. Not told you. We didn't sit here and say, hey man, I'm an expert. I play football. And the OC, he played football. Y'all should just listen to me. No, we showed you that was a lie. And people still come out there anyway. Now watch this, OC. With the game that McGovern played today, watch how people act like he did not play good today. Watch it's gonna still be a call for his head as if he been playing bad.
Okay, let me say something, because you brought up something very interesting. Because we had a lot of talk about the right tackle position getting help. Let me share this. You know who got a lot of help versus the Saints?
Yeah,
La'el Collins.
You got a lot of help. Film said.
The film shows it.
Yeah.
He got a lot of. He was the guy getting help.
Yeah, he the guy getting help. But if you listen to what everybody's saying, they said stuff like, can we go ahead and get the original starting five back? It's like, listen, that's not the starting five no more, man. That's what it is.
But let's pivot on something that's really important, boss, that we need to talk about.
Yeah.
The shade that finished the game left tackle. So hopefully we don't have Smith hurt, because Smith gave up a sack today. That pressure that came, his guy dove inside and dived and pulled Dak down. That sack was on Smith, all right? Mm-hmm. And other than that, did some good things, but I'm saying hopefully he's not hurt, because now guess who we got as a scapegoat that got to always come in and do the toughest thing and play the toughest position, the toughest time. Now we got Steele going back to left tackle.
Yep.
That's what we go have.
Yeah.
If we don't have my guy right.
Right. Yeah. So right, Ty was out there playing a left tackle today. You right, and you right also, which don't make no sense. The guy that's supposed to not be the better guy, they're going to call upon to play rescue if T. Smith is out.
Yep. And
people not using their common sense. I'm going to just say it, bro. If this insults you, I'm not trying to insult you, but you got to think. If La'el was really the better guy, why didn't they ask him to play the left tackle to protect Dak's blind side? Let's do that one more time, OC. Straight up. Like, why in the world, if he is the better guy, why are they asking Steele to do the tougher job? So, listen, it's just what it is. And that's why I also said, regardless of when T. Smith come back, I also said they need to continue to cross-train Steele for both sides. Just because we know it can be any moment when T. Smith goes out. And do we really want to trust Ty in the clutch? No. Because those are B team edge rushers. That wasn't A team. That was B team. So, you know, it was easy to kind of camouflage the liability that he could be, right? Ty, right? But when we get into the playoffs, the pressure is going to be real. It's going to be really, really real. And we going to need this guy ready to go, even if they have to put Lael at the right tackle and Steele at the left. So you're right. That's more important than anything right now, is making sure that the contingency plan is strong. And you can't have a strong contingency plan unless you make sure this man is ready. So, any final words, man, before we get out of here on the post?
Yeah, man. So look, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boss Cowboy Sports, and you can follow us, please. Please follow us if you like our content. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You can follow me, the OC100, on Twitter. Cowboys get away with a W. We got to clean up. Hey, let's clean up the NFC East, lock this thing all the way down over the next couple of weeks, and get strong going into the playoffs. That's what I think.
And what I would say to add as my final words to the show, I'm super excited. Ain't nobody go steal my joy. Y'all give me 1 second. Got to drink me some measured Kool-Aid, the last of it. So, nobody go steal my joy. I'm so happy for this win because we won the game based on something that I knew was going to happen, but I'm not going to even lie. It came out better than what I expected. To see, because I know the Lion is going to be the talk. He going to be the headline. Everybody going to be the Lion, the Lion, the Lion, the Lion. And no doubt, he's earned that honor. He's earned all the hype he's getting. But you got to look in front of the Lion. Look at the guy who came back and looked like he added 15 pounds of muscle and who obliterated the middle so bad that he hurt the center on his way to a sack. Then we also got Randy Gregory and we got Tank. So I already know it's going to be a week to where the whole talk going to be Dak need to do better. Dak. Just like the start of the show. Dak need to do better. Dak. And that's true. But I'm more so happy to see that the team is better. And the team is clearly better. And this defense, if it turn up one more notch, wait till it all come together. Even with Dak, because Dak is going to be okay. Y'all mark my words. Record this show. Dak is going to be okay. I ain't worried about Dak in the clutch. Especially with a supporting cast around him like that D is playing. We going to be fine.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters. Boss Cowboy Sports.